Okay, what we have done is we just executed this and written all data to this marks.csv file, and I already instructed you how to do this 10 times. Like, so if it is happening one time, that write-in happens, like write-in headings, you can do that one time, but write-in data can be done multiple times. Here in this example, actually we have written data into the files 3 times, but if you make this number 10, so you'll be able to enter 10 records into the same file. So then in the reading example, so whatever written, so I just asked you to read, and you can see it is read like this. So what I wanted to have, actually I wanted to find the maximum marks and the minimum marks from this records. There are 3 records because we have written 3 records previously. So those 3 records are there in the file. Then I wanted to read and get the maximum mark out of that. That was the one that we were discussing last day. Okay, so let me go back, and I would like to write more records to this. But what happens if I try to execute this file? So, you know, the write-in will erase the file and write from the beginning. Write-in will erase everything and it will write from the beginning. Write-in will erase all these records and it will write from the beginning. So then what can we do? So how can we stop that? Yes. How can we stop that? Because if you start with write mode, it will write from the beginning. And whatever the current content will be erased. That means when you are reading, you have 3 records here now. These 3 records will be erased if you execute this file again. Then what is the solution? How can we stop? Yes, how can we stop that? I hope that we have discussed about few modes. Writing is one mode, reading is one mode. There is another mode. So if you can remember.
Like the hashtag mode?
I hope that I have asked you to write these file modes because that is important. If not, you need to write down this in your book because these modes are really important. It seems that you miss it, right? So let's write down these file modes if you missed that. File writing and reading. Okay, did you write these modes?
No.
Then yes, I think better you write these modes, otherwise so you will forget this when you are doing. So there is another mode, that is the third mode. R is one mode, read mode, W is write mode, A is append mode, adding to the end. R for reading, W for writing, A is appending, that is what, adding to the end. Actually, if data are already there, the appending mode can add to the end. And you can mix the mode using the plus sign. That means if mode is just R, it is only for reading. If RB, that means reading in binary, because we learned that there are 2 files, 2 kind of files, binary file, picture files, video files, document files like Word, Excel. So we can categorize into binary files because that is not just text. So if it is only text, that is reading, normal files. But if it is text plus graphics and illustrations, videos, multimedia, then you have to put RB, binary, reading binary. And R plus is reading with writing, reading, and it will only also support writing. RB plus reading binary, and it will also support writing. W is writing only. WB is writing in binary. W plus is writing and also support reading. Then WB plus is writing in binary and also support reading. A is appending, adding to the end. A, B is appending in binary, adding to the end in binary. And A plus is appending and reading, and AB plus is appending in binary and reading. So these are the modes. So let's write down this very quickly and then start discussing about that part. First of all, please write down this. Right, if you can remember all three letters, it's very easy to compose, because A for appending, appending is adding to the end, W for writing from the beginning, A for appending, and R for reading. Then if it is combined with B, so then that file is binary. If it is combined with plus, the reading mode is additionally added, or writing mode is additionally added. If it is reading mode is additionally added. If it is reading, writing mode is additionally added. So that is it. Okay, now you can understand and you can see what can be applied here. So because if I use W mode, it will write from the beginning, everything will be erased. So what can we do then? So what is the mode to be used? Yes. What is the mode to be used? Is it write-in or something else? Can we use write-in mode? If I use write-in mode, what will happen? The records will be erased. But already there are 3 records. I need to add 7 more records. So how can we add?
Appending.
Yes, appended mode. Right, appended mode can be used to add to the end. So here I can use appended mode, A mode, mode A. So mode A will allow me to, right, append to the end. But before that, in actual programming environment, so we cannot see, like, it can be a new file, it can be existing file. First of all, we can try to read the file. If file is there, we can read and we can come to the end and start appending to the end. So that can be done. If file is not there, then we have to create a new file. So that need to be decided based on the existence of the file. Actually speaking, you need to consider about existence of the file. If file is there, then you have to read the file, right? If file is there, you have to read the file and find how many records are there. Then the remaining records can be added. If file is not there, if it is an error, right, then you have to write the file. That if file is not there, you have to write from the beginning. If file is there, you have to write from right to the end. Right, that part need to be identified. So you can just try to do that. Maybe you can use A plus mode, appending plus reading. Right, appending plus reading. First of all, you can try to read the file. And then if it is not there, we can write from the beginning, right? Right from the beginning. Right, that can be done. So there are a few ways of doing that. So one is we can just check with this, right? So let's try with the operating system library. Right, try with the operating system library. I would like to start a new one. So this is not related to the file writing, but this will be needed. Therefore, I'm trying with the operating system library. See this code first. I'll explain that. right? So I'm importing the operating system library. I'm checking this import os.path. So then from the path, I'm checking whether marks.csv is there. So that is like, if it is existing, if it is there, so it's returns true. If true is there, that means that file exists. Let's say, let's try for some other file, this big name. So this file is not existing. I'm running the code and you can see, so then it returns false. False means that file is not there. So that is a very simple code to check whether the file is there. If file is there, what you need to do? If file is there, you can open the file and open it for appending, right? You can check if here, let's say file is there, right? File, let's say file underscore, otherwise like this is meaningless. File is there. If file is there, then what? Then you can open the file for appending. Open the file for here, you can say file name, right? So let's add that, make it more convenient and neat. So this is the file name. And if file exists file name, then open the file name for appending purpose. Else what? Else you have to open the file for, write-in purpose. Why write-in? Because the file is not there. So after that, so let's open for appending plus. A plus means appending and reading. So then read the contents of the file. So for the read the contents, we have learned a code here. We can just read lines of the file. And after that, you can just print the lines like this. Read lines, print the lines. Let's save this, running the code. If file exists, it's reading the lines. Oh, nothing happened. If file is there, open the file for appending, read lines for chain, range, print, JStreet. Nothing comes. Why is that? Okay, print, let's say, print something hello. Yeah, hello is printed. That means this will be checked. So you're opening the file name. File name is this one for appending plus mode and reading the lines. Oh, so let's try for the write-in mode, reading mode only. Maybe my mode error. Yeah, reading mode is getting these lines. Reading mode is getting first line I need to escape. That is anyway read line. That is anyway the heading line. I can skip that and then run the code and you can see. Right here it is. You are getting that for that mode, but why you are not getting for appending plus mode? You're not getting that, right? But A plus is, as we saw, A plus is for appending and reading. Appending, that will go to the end of the file. So try to read end of the file. So it will, the cursor will be at the end of the file. So you're trying to read in because cursor at the end of the file, then so it will read nothing. That can happen, right? That is logically correct. So what I have to try first is read, right? Read it, and then read it and print it. Okay. So then even the number of lines you can count. Number of lines you can count. You can just count the lines like let's say C equals 0 initially. Number of lines is 0. For chain range length of M. So read lines. Then you just count C. C equals C plus 1. So then before printing the after closing the file, you can print the C. C will be number of lines. C, or you can say number of lines. for records. Number of records is equal to C. Let's run the file in the reading mode. If it is successful, it should return the names and also say number of records string. Okay, this is the counter. It says there are 3 records. Then you need to write the remaining records. For that, you need to open, again, you need to open file for appending purpose. Appending purpose that you need to do. And this time what you need to do is, this time you need to execute this query. Okay, again, open the file that is needed. Open the file for appending this time. Open the file for appending. And the number of the J, because we need to enter 10 records now. 10 minus, you have to subtract C from that, because C is the existing number of lines. And you are entering the values and writing that to this, and finally closing the file. So if everything is successful, we will be able to write 7 records. So let's try to do that. Okay, here it's giving me name. Let's say Kushan Marks. Okay. Oh, how many records did I? Another one will be. Okay, done. I think we have entered 10 records. If it is successful, when I execute this file again, okay, oh, still number of records. Still the number of records you can see. Still, there are 3 records. The other records that I have entered. Isn't it written? Open the file name for appending. This is after the closing. Open the file name for appending. Enter your name, Max, right. Okay, why there are no records? Let's go to the documents. Okay. This is the marks file. Let's open with Excel. Because you know the CSV files can be opened with Excel as well as any text editor. What has happened to the file? Oh, we didn't close the file. My God, my mistake. So I wrote this, but after writing, I need to close the file. Otherwise, whatever the, like here, because I have already closed the file, then I'm opening the file again. After writing, I need to close. Otherwise, these changes will not be written to the file. So that is the reason. So let me write again, no solution. So we have to enter the records again. Okay, let's say, let's make it faster. Okay, so let's run the file now again. I just need to check number of records, and if I'm successful, okay, you can see here the records are there. But the only problem is it is written here, right? So there is a mistake. The mistake is I couldn't add a new line. So the lines are written here. Because new lines are not there, the records are written this side. That is my mistake. Right after the 209, the total and the average, everything. So this is written here. So that is my mistake. I need to correct that. Let me remove the line. Again, I have to enter the records. These are the things, practical issues. When you're doing this, you have to face these practical issues. Right? You have to face these practical issues. That means when you're appending, you need to enter, but the name is entered in a new line. That is okay because this is finished with the new line. The writing is finished with the new line. Then we can start writing for the beginning. After finishing the ID marks, the total marks, and the average marks. Here I need to write the average also. If not, write the average mark, and after that, I need to repeat this process again, and the new line should be added at the end. Yes, then close the file. Let's run it again. Sorry, I need to do that for several times due to this mistake. Let's try one more time. Okay, done. So let's read the file by running it one more time, and I think this should successfully give the result. Yes. Oh no, one more record, still one more record. The Gishani's name is here. So it is not entered in a new line. You can see it's not inserted into a new line. Let me add a new line. So no choice. I'm manually editing that. The Gishani's record should come here. And the remaining records should be placed here. Okay. So why is that? Because when you are initially writing here, you need to start with a new line. New line. The name should be written with a new line. Right? Let's save. And if I try to read the file now, you can see it's printing all the lines. It's printing all the line. Number of records 10. Now there are 10 records, therefore it's not asking me to enter new records. But if I erase one record from these, it will allow me to enter another record. Let me erase Maria's record, the last one. I'm erasing and saving that. Then since I have erased, so I'll be able to write a new record there. Number of records 9. Then I can write maybe in the some other record. I'll be able to enter that record to the database. So that is the nature of this. Now this file is running with beta checking. It's checking all these things, checking my records, and after checking the records, it will allow me to enter 10 records. You can set the limit. Set the limit. That is the class limit. If you have, if there are 40 students in the class limit will be 40 here. So it will allow you to enter 40 records. And it is not direct deleting the existing records too, because you are reading that. And if this file exists, you do this. If not, if file is not existing, that is very easy. What you need to do is copy and paste the code here. So open the file for writing. Open the file for writing because that is a brand new file. And open the file for writing. Write this, the for loop. After that, all these are included to the for loop. Here to here inside the for loop, then closing the file. Okay, that's it. So you have a considerable amount of code to copy and try. So let's try this now. I have finished, I have finalized. So this will do reading, appending, writing, all three. So reading is to read the records, appending is to add to the end if there are not enough records, then writing is to open a brand new file and write. Actually, here also you can check the file name, right? So that is convenient rather than giving the file name again and again. Here also you can give the file name. So if it is a new file, let's say it's a brand new file. It's a brand new file. Brand new file means something like this. Somebody has changed this to marks 10.csv. Then what will happen? Then reading fails. Reading fails, but you are directly prompted. Enter the name, and now this part is running. This part of the code is running. And let's enter the name and say AA, BB, something like this. Okay, it will allow you to write 10 records. Now you can see this marks 10.csv is available. And if you open that with Excel, you can see there are 10 records. That is a brand new file, right? And you can manually terminate the file if you don't have any records, you can manually terminate the file. That can also be added to this code. But before that, I would like you to try this in your coding environment. If there are any errors, I would like to correct that first. First of all, try this coding. Look carefully. This code is lengthier, but you can copy paste many part of this code. Let's try it first. Okay, one more thing. So here, we are not adding any terminating clause. That means if you want to terminate in the middle, right? If you want to terminate this in the middle, how can we terminate? So can we enter unlimited number of records? Can we ask questions? Do you have more records to enter? If so, can we enter records? These things need to be added and included. Anyway, I will be moving to the last day topic where, so here you are printing the values. So whatever the values they are in this list, let's try to go back to the previous one. This is marks.cs, I'm running it. And I need to change only one place, right? When variables are there, that is the advantage. When I change that, it will be applicable here, 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 everywhere. So it's referring to the same file. So let me run this now. And you can see these records will be printed. Number of records 10. I just need to get the maximum and the minimum. So that is what the last day exercise was. I just need to get the maximum and the minimum. Here, without printing this, after splitting this MJ, J means the record. J is this entire line. I'm splitting. So if I print only J here, so I think you can remember what is printed. If I print only J like this, then what will be printed? Printed that it will print the entire line. So line by line. So there are 10 lines. But I have splitted that using the comma. Using the comma, I have splitted. Then it will be creating a list. Right? List has these items. So the 0th item is name. If I print after this, if I'm printing the 0th item, it is the name. See here, I'm getting the name. And after that, if I'm printing the 0th item, and after that, so let's print the, so you can print the item by item like this, just using the same thing. So the 0th item, the first item is this maths mark. The second item is, I guess, what is that? I think we read this with the headings. Isn't that so? Read this with headings, right? Student name, maths marks, then the English marks, then the IT marks, then the total marks, and then the other. Here this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, based on the fourth total, based on the 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, based on the total, we can find the max. I'm going to print 4 also. So then this will be printed name as well as the total marks. Name and the total marks. Now you know how to get the total marks. Total marks is this fourth item. So let me, without printing that, let me assign this to some variable. Let's say student name, STU name is equal to 0th item. Then STU marks or the total marks is equal to 4th item. Yes, you can print the STU name and STU marks. That is true. STU name and STU marks you can print. So we'll give the same result. But the thing is, I need to do something based on these marks. I need to find out who got the maximum. To do that, I'll do one thing. I'm going to assign this. So let's say, let's believe all the marks are positive marks. All these marks are positive marks. Then I'm giving max marks as 0. Max marks 0. Or you can just read the first record. Right? You can read the first record and assign the first total mark as the benchmark. That is the benchmark. Based on that only we are going to consider, or just give max marks is 0. That will also work because all these marks are positive and greater than 0. Therefore 0 is the minimum. Then what? You can check if this student marks is greater than the max marks. So current max marks is 0. If it is greater than that, then the max marks will be the student marks. And finally, and at the same time, let's save the max name also. Max name is equal to blank. Here I'm saving max name is also equal to the student name. If it is greater than the max marks, the max mark is this, max name is this. Finally, after this loop, you can print max mark, max name and max mark. Actually, you can before the line, you can just print this maximum marks in the class. Maximum marks in the class. So that is this max marks, and after that you can just print empty line. Okay, let's run this to see whether we get in the correct record. Oh, you have to convert this to integer. Otherwise, it's not possible. Name cannot be converted to integer, but the number part you need to convert it to integer or float. Otherwise, you will not be able to compare that. Run it. Okay, done. And you can see maximum marks in the class. Dasun has obtained 232. Yes, that is correct. There is a maximum here. Let me add a new line too. Maximum marks in the class, Dasun. He has obtained 232 marks. So what did I do? I just compared if the current mark, so this we have done, right? This we have already done in repetition example. repetition already api kara. We have already done this in repetition example. That is basically right. In the repetition example, we just compared this. So if it is like you have the first 0 is the maximum mark, then arrives 177. You are checking whether this 177 greater than 0. Yes, then the max mark is 177 and the max name will be Dasun. Then this arrives 232. Now what is the max marks? Max mark is now 177, the previous one. You are comparing 232 against this. 232 against this. 232 against this 177. And you can see 232 is greater. Then the max mark will be this 232 and the max name will be Dasun. Likewise, you have to proceed. So at the end of the loop, you can print the maximum marks. And so similarly, can you print the minimum marks also? Similarly, can you print the minimum marks? I need the maximum marks in the class and the minimum marks in the class. Actually, there is an easy way. You can just save it to a single list and find the single list and find using the max command you can find. But so let's write the algorithm. Let's write the method. Try to find the minimum also in this one. So after closing, you cannot do anything. No, not this one, the previous one. In the middle, you can see there's a clause that you need to remove. And then just rename the variable as min marks because that is easy to call min marks. And you can say the minimum marks. So if it is like the max minimum marks, how to set the limit? If it is 0, you are checking whether the marks is less than 0, but all the marks are greater than 0. So then ultimately nothing will happen. So let's give you some bigger one. So since you are adding 3 subjects, marks of 3 subjects, maximum that you can get is 300, right? Let's put 301 there. Minimum marks, no, minimum marks is 301. So if you put this is index 301, what will happen? You don't have such index, right?
Okay.
Index is 0, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is because like you need to set the max upper limit, and you have to check whether the current minimum is even less than that. Yeah, these two you don't need to change, right? Student name and student marks, you don't want to change, that is same. But you have to check what? The student mark is less than the current minimum marks. You are checking the greater than one. Now you have to check less than what? Less than the minimum marks. Minimum.
Okay.
If it is even less than the minimum marks, then the minimum name is the minimum name, and also the min marks is the student marks, and the min name is that. And finally, you can print what?
Minimum.
Yeah, min name, minimum mark there. And after that, also you have to change the min name and min marks. So check whether it happens after editing. So min right, min. Let's run this file now. And if it is successful, oh, what's happened? Oh, number of records 0. I think you are right into some other file scenes, right? So just close it, close this terminal.
Oh.
And go to the file. So what is the file name? The file name is marks.csv. Isn't it there? Or have you erased the file? Yeah, the file, it's 0, 0, nothing is there. I think accidentally or some reason you have nothing there. So let's type let's enter 10 values, not here, just close it, and using the program, let's try to enter 10 values. Okay, run it and insert records. Just enter the name, enter some name. then maths marks between between 0 and 100. Yeah, then enter. Yes. Okay, enter another name and the marks. Enter another name and marks. Do this 10 times. Oh, read it carefully. Read it carefully. If you write on something else, the file will be corrupted. Then you have no other mechanism to get that. So you have to re-enter the data from the beginning. Okay. Right. Can you run the file again and see whether those records are there? Yeah, records are there. Okay. Anyway, what is missing here is headings. Headings are missing. For some reason, headings are not there. Okay, let's close this file. But anyway, other things are there. Let's close this file. And let's go to the Python file and run it again. Okay, you can see the maximum in the class is the 224, and the minimum is 124. Is it correct? 224 is the maximum. Yeah, minimum is 124. Yes, correct. The records are correct, but what is missing there is the heading column. So at the heading column as well, that means like in your maybe in your data, right, in one. So this part is missing. Headings need to be written right here. F dot right. I think this line is missing for some reason. Can you check with your one? This line is missing for some reason, right? Got it? That's why headings are not there in your file. This is last part. When you're writing, this line is missing. Okay, at that line, just take a screenshot. Yeah, just take a screenshot now and at that line too, and check this. Let's discuss the remaining part in the next week. Right? Take a screenshot and add this line. So that is what makes other things are okay. Okay, then good night. Have a nice day.
Goodbye.